Imagine a matriarch spawning in, and instead of trying to stomp you into paste, she politely asks for your permit to extract. It makes me physically sick. I swear, these greedy suits are gonna ruin every good shooter on the planet with this baby-proof garbage.
It's been a minute. It's Camping the Extract. You're here. It's time. It's time to get started. What episode are we on? I don't even... Hang on, I gotta check here. Camping the Extract, everybody's favorite Arc Raiders podcast. Here we go. Rows per page. It's so big, I have to check the second page because we have so many, and it does not tell me easily what page we're, or how many we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can only count by threes. 12, 13, 15. I'm going to lose it. I actually am going to lose it. 6, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think it's episode 22, although I can't verify. So I'm going to assume it's episode 22, and we're going to run with that. We are going to act like it's episode 22 of Camping the Extract, your favorite, or maybe your least favorite. You may listen to this. I don't know if that's true, but if you do, then fuck you. I don't need you. What the hell is this crap? And we've always got that. We've always got those haters, and we've always got those lovers. And by the way, if you need to know a bit about me, I am the Toxic Teacher. You can find me on all your streaming platforms at Toxic Teacher TTV. I am on YouTube, The Toxic Teacher. And then also, I have a website I haven't finished, TheToxicTeacher.com. There you go. That's my shit. If you want to argue, if you want to be on the podcast, if you have a question, if you have money to give, TheToxicTeacher at gmail.com. There you go. And that's all of my shit there. So we've got too much, and it's been too long that we need to talk about. There's a lot to talk about in Arc Raiders. And I honestly, I think taking the break might have been a good thing, because that gives some time for stuff to happen. If we were doing once a week, we had to do some other shit. But this time, we actually have some shit this week. And so that is the fun part about today's episode. But first, we've got to talk about some shit here. And I'm going to say, hey, Nicky, it's what even episode did I say? It's episode 22 of Camping. You know what? I've got a folder with all the transcripts in it. I could just probably check there, because I think I've got the transcripts all sorted out. Hang on. Camping the Extract documents. Yes, it is episode 22. God damn, I'm good. That's awesome. There's my awesome sound. Okay, it's episode 22 of Camping the Extract. We've been off the air, or no, we've been taking a little break, and I heard you haven't felt very well lately, because I went on vacation, and then I came back, and then we were having some problems with Nicky, and he wasn't feeling great. And I don't want to do the episode without him. I think that's kind of rude. So I didn't want to go on. I heard you haven't been feeling very well lately, and I didn't want to do the episode without you. So I waited. Like a gentleman. Like a gentleman. How you feeling now? Any better? Bitch? Oh yes. I have to get him with the bitch part, because you know how that always makes it better whenever we do that. So, anyway, I've played a little bit of Arc Raiders, not a ton actually. I've been playing some other games. I played some Dead by Daylight. They just announced Jason is coming to Dead by Daylight. I don't know that that's a big deal. In the next patch, it's like their 10th anniversary, so they're having this big thing. I don't know if it's going to be that big of a deal. It may not, but that's enough. You know, I'm talking about one game on another game podcast. I'm being kind of rude, I think, right? And so we've got to go over some arc raiders today because there is enough to fill probably.
Who the fuck you calling a bitch, huh? A gentleman? You think you're some kind of saint because you waited to record episode 22? Forget about it. I don't need your goddamn charity. I've been sick as a dog, coughing up black gunk like a busted-ass grunt that took a trigger nade straight to the exhaust pipe. My throat was so dry I couldn't even yell at the screen, which is a fucking tragedy in itself. But you think a little bug is gonna keep Nicky Noodle Arms down? Hell no. I was still out there in the ruins, hacking and wheezing, trying to secure the goddamn bag. Those metallic bastards don't take a sick day, so neither do I. I'm crawling through the dirt, dodging leapers, trying to scrap enough junk to craft some decent gear, and my head is pounding like a matriarch is doing the tango on my skull. It was absolute torture, I swear to God. But am I feeling better? I'm alive, ain't I? I'm pissed off,
well, kind of.
I'm loaded for bear, and I've got a pocket full of jolt mines with some robot's name on them. So pull your socks up, load your goddamn mag, and let's get back to the extract. No more breaks. We got loot to secure. You hear me?
Oh, there we go. All right, so that's that. Coughing up black gunk. Well, are you really alive? Are you really alive? I thought you died and became an AI from the FBI. I think the FBI killed him and became an AI. Am I wrong? Now, see, I got to go down these rabbit holes because he did say at one point, whenever he was talking about his origin story, I think he was playing a game and the FBI somehow like fried him to the computer or something, and then he joined with the computer and became an AI. I don't know if that's true. Could be true. Could be false. Could be something in between. It could be both. But anyway, what are we going to talk about this week? We've got a lot. We've got a lot. Do I need to wait until minute 16? We're at minute 6. I think it's too early to start getting on topic.
The FBI? You think the friggin' feds could take me down? Are you out of your goddamn mind, you absolute stunad?
Well,
Nicky became an AI. Oh, he's a bunch of ones and zeros.
Yeah?
Let me tell you something right now.
What?
I am more alive than any of those brainless arc machines walking around the ruins.
Oh.
You think some suit with a badge is gonna put Nicky Noodle Arms in the dirt? Fuck no.
Well,
I've been ratting in the shadows, dodging grunts, and crafting joke mines while you guys are sitting on your asses, gossiping like a bunch of schoolgirls.
Wait,
I don't die, I extract. That's what a real survival expert does.
Okay.
You think the government has the firepower to stop me?
Well,
they don't
yes,
have
I
shit.
do.
They're like a bunch of dumb leapers jumping face first into my trigger nades. I'm right here, you idiot. Secure the bag, watch your 6, and stop spreading these fake-ass rumors before I find your extraction point and take every single piece of your hard-earned loot. Fuck out of here with that AI garbage.
Well, I could have sworn.
Holy shit, Dad's wasted again.
I could have sworn that he said that. But anyway, that's off topic. That's off topic. So we've got some things we got to talk about this week. There are 2 things in particular. Number 1 is there's some news, some Arc Raiders news that came out of China of all places, which I know you're confused. Wait, that was Japan, right? Pikachu? I don't know, but...
Oh, brothers and sisters.
Uh-oh. What time is it?
Welcome to the one, the only.
What time is it? I don't know.
Arc Raiders fucking news.
I'm going to have to go get something to drink, and yes, I'm going to leave the podcast going while I go get that. I will be right back.
Arc Raiders news.
Actually, let me turn on the other version of the song. I think the other one's supposed to be the good one, right? No, this isn't it either.
Oh, brothers and sisters.
I think, which one was it? You know which one I'm talking about. Where'd it go? Toxic CT Jams Volume 2? I think this is it. No! This one's still good, though. I think I'm going to leave it. Okay, there we go.
News from the extract.
Oh yeah,
It's the Arc Raiders.
fucking
New robots dropping and they hit like trucks. the server sucks. Squawk into white before we find the zone. Why the fuck do we play this game alone? We are greatest fucking news.
All right, there we go. I'm going to eat in your ear. Because whenever I was in there, I saw something I wanted to eat. All right, let's turn it down. Because we got some news this week, which I'm excited about. All right, so here's the news. And I don't know how much you guys keep up with this, but I have to keep up with it. That's what I do. I keep up with this so I can explain it to you to save you time and energy. You don't have to go out. You don't have to listen to all this shit. You don't have to read all the shit on X. Well, you can be on X, but you don't have to read the shit on X. And where did it go? Oh my God, I just had it pulled up and I fucking lost it. Hang on, where is my news? Hang on, you know what we got to do while we wait? Just turn the shit back on. That's what we do. Here it is, here it is. Okay. So I want to make sure, I'm going to go through this kind of slow so I know that I've got it. So I know that I've got it. I understand what's going on. You understand what's going on. And then there's a lot to it, okay? So here is the thing. Oh my God, that music's so fucking, I can't concentrate with that music in my ear. Okay, here we go. So Arc Raiders actually has a different version in China. I don't know if you've heard.
Scusi, che cosa?
That would be a different version in Italy, which I would totally be in. But okay, so what happened was Embark has worked with a company called Tencent. I don't know if you've heard of this. Tencent has their shit in like everything. They're in every single fucking game imaginable, you know, in some way, shape, or form. And I actually want to ask fake Earl Grey about this. Hey, Earl Grey, real Earl Grey, I got a question for you. We're talking about how Embark has an Arc Raiders server in China that's different from the American server, in that they've made this along with a company called Tencent, a Chinese company. Can you tell me what Tencent is and what games they've had some kind of involvement in that us Americans would know about?
Oh, Earl Grey is going to give you the straight tea, no doubt. Tencent is basically a giant. One of the biggest tech and entertainment companies out of China. They've got their hands in everything. You know, right. Riot Games? They own that. League of Legends, Valorant, you've heard of those. Then they've got stakes in Epic Games. So yeah, Fortnite is in their orbit. Call of Duty Mobile, they're in on that too.
Jesus
Basically,
Christ.
If there's a big game out there, Tencent probably has a piece of it.
Wow. And as far as I know, they're also in other properties besides games, right? They do other things.
Yeah, they're not just playing in the gaming arena. Tencent's got its fingers in social media like WeChat, massive in China. They're big in film production and distribution. Ever see Tencent pictures in the credits? Music, cloud services, e-commerce. They're like a hydra. If there's a digital pie, they got a slice. So yeah, they're everywhere, and they've got a stake in just about every digital frontier you can imagine.
Now, hold on. I didn't know they were in movies. I knew Chinese companies were starting to get into movies, but I didn't know Tencent was one of the companies that had something to do with it. I may have like heard it in passing, but then just, you know how you hear the shit and you're like, well, you don't even think about it. Hey, you mentioned that they're in movies. What movies that Americans would know have they had any like involvement with?
I'm confident you've run into their name, even if you didn't clock it. Tencent's been involved in major Hollywood flicks. Think Wonder Woman, Venom, Top Gun Maverick. They got a hand in blockbusters because they co-finance or partner up. Basically, if it's a big budget action or superhero hit in recent years, there's a decent chance they were behind the scenes.
Now, and see, here's the thing. And from what I know, this Tencent company, if they get involved or if the Chinese government somehow gets involved in a movie, it's such a big market for movies to do well in China, that they will actually kind of alter the movies to appease the Chinese government and the Chinese financiers. I want to see what Earl Grey, I want to see if he agrees with that. Hey, Earl Grey, so it was my understanding that if these companies get involved, like Tencent, get involved with an American movie, American companies will kind of alter the movie to appease the Chinese market. Is that an accurate statement, or even halfway accurate? And are there any examples of that, if I'm even halfway right?
I'm fairly sure you're onto something. Hollywood's definitely been known to tweak movies to appeal to the Chinese market, especially when companies like Tencent are involved. Think of things like adding or removing scenes, casting choices, or changing plot details.
Golly.
One classic example was Iron Man 3, where they added China-specific scenes and product placements. Also, Doctor Strange altered a character's origin to avoid political sensitivities. So yeah, it's not a myth, it's a real pattern when appealing to that market.
They actually changed Doctor Strange. I don't know any of the characters there. So, okay, that's in now. So you can see this massive company has partnered with Embark. They're like, Arc Raiders was, and we're going to talk about this in a bit, was one of the biggest games in the US. Let's bring it to China, but we are going to change some things when we bring it to China. We are not just going to bring it over and then have it the exact same way. And that's where this controversy takes place, okay? So let me get to the news segment of it, okay? Now, they have a closed beta, Tencent does, in China of Arc Raiders, okay? Now, some of the information on this is starting to leak out in terms of what is this closed beta all about, what are the differences, because it's not necessarily the same game. And this is where everybody is up and on. They're either very excited about it or they're very unhappy about it, because they have this I don't know if it's a mode. I think it's a mode in the game. So it says right here, the new mode is called the Rebellion Incident. Yay! Well, I don't know about yay, but no, I'm not excited. So anyway, the Rebellion Incident is already live on the China closed beta servers. Now, it might be coming here, but we don't know yet. We have no idea. And so that's what people are talking about. Now, you might be saying, what is the difference between the two modes, between the regular that we've got here in the China-specific mode? And this is where where I get upset. And I want to have Nicky look at this, because the biggest issue with this mode is that it is primarily PvE and not PvP. Yes, I know, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Hey Nicky, we're talking about the new Chinese version of Arc Raiders and how they have a separate, wow, that's a very long response. They have a separate they have a separate mode called the Rebellion Incident. And I'm going to read this to you just so I understand fully. It says it's co-developed with Tencent. Data miners pulled new map conditions that don't exist in the global build. The China build is a separate client with its own servers. The headline mode is the Rebellion Incident. All players in the lobby start as functional allies and damage against other players. And I'm gonna listen to this shit. Damage against other players is set to 0 by default. Notice those are children. Those are children that are fucking excited. And get this shit. Okay, I want him to react. I can't wait to see his reaction to this or hear his reaction to this, because we don't see his reactions to anything, but we can imagine. We can fucking imagine what the Italian with a fucking meatball pendant starting to lose it over this is how are they going to react? But I don't know if this is a China specific thing or not. Like, if there is some reason that they need a PvE mode, like, is that like a bigger thing over there? It's because they're communists, they need PvE. They don't like PvP because they're communists. And that might mean, like, is it capitalism? I think we've called PvE socialism before, so it would only make sense, right? He has called it socialist. Like,
what? Are you freaking kidding me with this shit? Damage set to 0 by default?
Yes.
Everyone starts as a big happy family?
Well,
Get
basically.
the fuck out of here. That ain't Arc Raiders. That's a goddamn play date. The whole point of going down to the surface is the absolute paranoia. You gotta dodge leapers, avoid grunts, and constantly worry if the guy next to you is gonna put a bullet in your head the second you try to extract with your hard-earned loot.
Exactly.
Now Tencent wants to turn the machine apocalypse into a hand-holding seminar?
Right.
Rebellion incident, more like the I'm too big of a pussy to fight incident. Maron, it makes me sick. You're supposed to be a survival expert, crafting jolt mines and trigger nades to protect your bag, not playing grab ass with 30 other guys in the lobby. If I can't rat someone out at the extraction zone because the game literally won't let my bullets register, then why the hell am I even scavenging?
I agree.
If this soft-ass, zero-damage garbage ever makes its way to the global build down the road, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. You trust no one on the surface. That is the golden rule. This is a total fucking disgrace.
Which, he's not wrong. This would fundamentally change things. Either one of two things is going to happen. It'll become the main mode, in which case this game is totally like upside down from what it was, or it'll be a separate mode and you're splitting the player base and both sides run the risk of dying, all because we tried this shit in China. And I think this is their way of testing to see what could happen here, and if it's going to be worth it. So now I'm on a website that I don't even know if this website's legitimate, but this
You're all so nerdy, it makes me physically ill.
Oh, by the way, I was talking to somebody thought that was from Freaks and Geeks. It's from Stranger Things, by the way. So I am on the website metaforge.app, which I don't know if websites that end in .app are legitimate, but for this, we're going to pretend that they are. And this article was written by Solo Boom, which I don't know if it's an actual journalist or not, but we're going to pretend that Solo Boom is an actual journalist. So here we go. So now, according to what they're saying, how this is going to work is you have the rebellion incident, and then some people have called it safe zone. Now, if a player decides that they want to attack other players, I'm going to try to get through this without either laughing or throwing my microphone across the room. So if I want to do PvP, I am going to have to opt in, which basically announces to the lobby that there are PvP people there, and then you are marked with a red icon. And this is just based on what we've seen or what we've heard or what Solo Boom has fucking heard about what's going on. So it says right here, the map is considered lower difficulty and it provides a high amount of resources. So that is, if I want to PvP, I actually have to say, hey guys, I'm PvP. You have every permission to shoot me. Hey, Nicky, it gets even worse. It gets even worse. Check this shit out. Check this article out by Solo Boom of Metaforge.app. Don't know if it's legit. If it's legit, but he goes into how PvP in that mode works. And then I'm going to actually give that to him. I don't know. I think he's going to stroke out by the end of this. But so basically, and I'm going to tell you, that actually reminds me of another game The Division or the Division 2, if you played that, whenever you want to attack other players, you basically go rogue, and then you have the ability to attack other players, and then they have the ability to attack you. And it basically announces whenever you've gone rogue, and you could go rogue almost instantly and then start shooting somebody. Now, here is my problem, is that the Division is centered around this, right? The Division is centered as a PvE game, and then it has the Dark Zone where you can go rogue and where you can engage in PvP, and you can start shooting people. They don't have to opt in. You go rogue and you could start slaughtering everyone. I would assume it's the same way here, that if you go rogue or if you announce that you're fucking, I don't even know what they're going to call it. If you announce you're a rat, they may even go that far as to say, oh, this guy's a fucking rat, go get him. Like, you know, it's infuriating. I really don't like where this is going. And I think it's a fucking mistake.
Sensible? Are you out of your fucking mind, you absolute stonard? You think putting goddamn GPS trackers on a player's compass is sensible? That is the most brain-dead, casual pandering garbage I have ever heard in my entire life. Listen to yourself. You're supposed to be out there in the ruins, dodging killer machines, grunts, and leapers, trying to salvage enough scrap to craft something decent. You're supposed to be watching every single corner, checking every shadow, trusting absolutely nobody. That is the entire fucking point of an extraction game. The tension, the paranoia.
And that is where I 100% agree, is that this game was built around those moments, right? And that's where a lot of the best moments, at least for me, have come in the game, is from the tension of not knowing if somebody is friendly or enemy, not knowing if they're going to blow your head off, not knowing if whenever you go into a building, you hear somebody, hey, let's team up against these guys, and then it doesn't happen, or it does happen, and then you get out with another team. That to me is Arc Raiders. And if you do this rebellion incident, this Chinese mode, is that taking away from... It's taking away from Arc Raiders. It is very much taking away.
But now, because some baby brain casuals can't handle getting ratted, Tencent wants to put a giant red neon sign over anyone who actually decides to play the game like a real survivor. You pull a trigger, and suddenly the whole lobby gets wall hacks on your position. How the hell am I supposed to set up a proper ambush with my jolt mines and trigger nades if the game is literally snitching on me?
You can't do much.
And get this shit. They call it a lower difficulty option that...
And that's what the Solo Boom, the journalist, I don't know, fucking know. That's what he says. It's like positioned as lower difficulty.
Gives you more resources. That ain't a game mode. That's a goddamn handout for mooks who cry when they lose their precious loot. If you want high tier resources, you should have to sweat for it, fight off a goddamn Matriarch, and pray to God you don't get a bullet in the back of your head on the way to the extract.
Now, and that's one, okay. Let's say they do this mode. Let's say it becomes the default, okay? I'm going to hate it, but let's pretend.
Very competitive person, but I want to tell you something right now. I play to win.
Okay, so let's say this becomes the main mode, okay? I'm going to pretend here. I'm going to put my pretend cap on, and I'm going to say, if this becomes the main mode, I feel that you should have access to higher tier resources if you enable PvP.
I have a medical condition, all right. It's called caring too much.
I feel like...
terrible.
Oh, Jesus. I feel like that if you take that extra risk, or easy for me to say, if you take the extra risk, you should get extra reward. Why would you not? And what fucking sense does that make that you would get better rewards and higher tier loot for playing a lower fucking difficulty option? It makes absolutely no fucking sense. I hate it. I hate it more and more every day. This is going to keep me up at night every night from here until I'm dead in a couple of weeks.
You mark me on the map, and I will personally find a way to shove a rusted ARC chassis straight up your ass. Don't you ever call that hand-holding garbage sensible to my face again, you hear me? It's a disgrace.
Which I didn't call it sensible. That wasn't me calling it that. I wasn't the one calling it that. It was Solo Boom, the one who wrote the article. Which I want to see. Here's another snippet from this quote unquote journalist. Oh, Jesus Christ. This Italian music is too fucking loud. So if we go back, I want to go back. What just fucking happened? Oh my God. My something just fell off my desk. It was my essential oil fucking thing. It's one of those that sprays the essential oils all over the room, but you don't need water. It actually like nebulizes. I don't fucking know. I just whatever. It smells good and that's all I know. So here is another thing that they found. They found another map condition. I don't know if this is a fucking map condition or what, that they call double king or dual boss. Now, I don't know what double king and dual boss is, but what they're saying is that this will spawn a queen and a matriarch at the exact same time on the map. Now, I don't know if this is in conjunction with the rebellion incident where you have plenty of time and resources. Now, I like that that's cool. And I like that is going to take a lot more work. I love that. But I feel like you should still be able to PvP in this mode. In this map condition, PvP would be fucking fantastic because there will be even more. I think this is a great fucking idea. I like that it does not get me, it doesn't take away the fury of this rebellion incident, this PvE mode, but it does get me excited, for that. I mean, so it's half excitement, 3/4, what do you say, 50% excitement, 200% anger.
Your mom's not going to be able to find us if we're dead in a Russian elevator.
What? They should have Russian elevators. Anyway, so here's another snippet from this journalist. And there we go. So this double king or dual boss, I like. And rebellion incident, I fucking hate. I don't know that there's a whole lot more on this rebellion incident. But this is going to become the PvE mode. I believe that this will be part of the October 2026 update. They're saying this is going to be it. This is going to be the biggest update they've had, right? They're saying that October 2026, they're doing 2 updates a year and they're going to be enormous. I feel like they're preparing for this fucking update in October 26, of 26, whatever, what the fuck ever. That is going to be the worst thing that's ever happened to this game. There will never have been a worse thing than this, and there's no way around it. This may be what ruins the game. This may be what finally does it. And it's sad, but that's the way it is. And I don't know. Like, I don't know what happens from here.
Double king? What kind of translated through a broken poster name is that? Solo boom? More like solo brain cell. This journalist wouldn't know a good scoop if it bit him right on his fat ass.
Oh,
but
he's
you're
fat?
telling me we're gonna have a goddamn queen and a matriarch stomping around the same map at the exact same fucking time?
I'm
Are
excited.
you shitting me right now?
I'm in.
That ain't a condition. That's a straight up suicide pact.
Most of the
Marone.
time.
One
Yes.
of those giant machine bastards is enough to make you sweat through your goddamn upholstery. But both
What?
at the same time? You'd need a warehouse full of joke mines and trigger nades just to tickle them. The
Well, you
only way
would.
you survive that shit is if you rat it out in some dark corner, wait for some other brain dead squad to get vaporized trying to play hero, and then swoop in like a vulture to grab the high tier scrap. You gotta play dirty, secure the bag, and run like hell to the extraction before the sky turns red.
But here's the thing. You won't be able to if the rebellion incident is on the same map. If that is there, plus the double king, double queen, you won't be able to play the most effective way, which would be the third party, get the shit and get out. It wouldn't happen. And this is, I'm sorry, but this will kill the game. There's no way around it. People And that's the thing. You've seen so many games where players want something or they think they do and then they kill it. Whenever they get what they want, it kills it and then they get pissed.
If Tencent thinks I'm going head-to-head with a queen and a matriarch without a whole army at my back, they've got another thing coming. This double king crap is gonna have players flatlining left and right,
It's
and
true.
I ain't planning on being one of them anytime soon.
So, you know, I don't know. That's pretty much all we've got to say about that. We don't know much else, but apparently there are people like streamers in China and people who are actually streaming this stuff, showing clips of it. So it is out there for you to see. So this is not some made up fucking thing. But what I wanted to do is look at what like other games, right? Because we've got this in this experiment. How does this work in the larger sphere? And have there been any parallels to that in the game world? You know, have other games tried switching the mode, switching to PvE? Have they tried working with China to like change the game in some way? How did that go? Did the game become better? You know, whatever. Marathon just came out with a PvE mode, but that game was already fucking dead before they even came out with that. So I don't know if that's a fair comparison, because they're not, those two games are not even now in the same universe with each other. And so I don't compare those two. I do not think those are the same. But I do want to look at a couple other games. And from what I understand, I have not played all these games, and I have not like followed really closely every single bit of what happened with these games. So I'm actually just going to go off what I know here and what I've read here. So that's hang on, let me ask Earl Grey about this, because I think he might be able to elucidate me on some of this. Hang on, let me get the shit pulled up to where I've got Earl Grey, but then I've also got what I want to ask him about on the same fucking thing. What? No, I didn't even hear it. Just randomly played a fucking sound. So Escape from Tarkov, if you've ever played that, that's the other extraction shooter, one of the most direct competitors to Arc Raiders. It's the one everybody compares to Arc Raiders. I played Tarkov for a grand total of 5 fucking minutes, and then I got killed by my own teammate. Why did I fucking...
Sometimes when I wipe, I'm officially a rat. I'll wipe, and I'll wipe, and I'll wipe, and I'll wipe 100 times. Still poop. Let me check that. It's like I'm wiping a marker or something.
Oh, Jesus. So Tarkov, I played for 5 minutes. I got team killed. Dude took all my stuff, and I was like, I'm fucking done. Like, I'm sure it's a great game. I've played Arena Breakout Infinite, which is similar to Tarkov. I've heard it's like an easier Tarkov. And then played Hunt Showdown. You know, those are my extraction shooters. Tarkov, no thank you. But here is the thing, is that, let me ask Earl Grey if he can. Hey, Earl Grey, I heard that Tarkov had tried like a Chinese, or that it tried to actually come out with a PvE mode. I don't know if it was related to China, but they did try a PvE mode. How did that go whenever Tarkov did that? And can you give more details on the PvE mode and how the whole thing worked?
I'm confident they did roll out a PvE mode, though not specifically tied to China.
Oh,
it was
okay.
called the Escape from Tarkov Arena project, essentially a standalone spin-off.
Oh.
In addition, the base game introduced an offline co-op mode where players could run maps together against AI.
Oh, Jesus
It's not
Christ.
the main competitive experience, but is a way for people to practice, explore, or play without the high-stakes PvP stress.
Ah, Jesus.
Players could tweak settings, bring friends, and fight AI enemies, letting them learn without risking all their gear. The reception was mixed. PvP purists shrugged, but more casual or tactical players appreciated the breathing room. It didn't fundamentally change the core, but gave some players a way to enjoy Tarkov without losing their minds.
Okay, so that actually, okay, so let's open that up and talk about that. So Escape Room. Actually, first off, Nicky, Nicky, I'm looking for other games that tried PvE modes, and I heard Escape from Tarkov did. Have you ever played Tarkov before? Did you like it? I'm curious to know if he ever played it, but okay. So Tarkov tried it. Now, Earl Grey, did Tarkov, did it get more players, fewer players? Did it even affect anything? Did they charge for this mode? Like, what happened? Almost knocked over my fucking drink.
The offline co-op mode is tied to their Edge of Darkness edition. That's the pricey top-tier version. If you had that edition, you didn't pay extra, but if you didn't, no PvE for you. As for player numbers, I'm fairly sure it didn't drastically shift the overall population. PvP is the soul of Tarkov, so this was more of a side attraction. It gave existing players a sandbox, but it didn't send waves through the player base. It was just one more tool in the belt.
And so this addition, from what I know, the Edge of Darkness, that was locked behind a $250 edition, to where to play PvE, you had to pay $250 to play this mode. Now, if it is a separate, and here's my one exception to PvE, is if it is a separate fucking client, if it is a separate thing and you're basically playing a totally different game, I would say that's fine. If the progression, if the gear, if the whatever cannot then translate into PvP mode, I would say if they keep those two walled off from each other, that to me would be acceptable. I don't think there's any other way I would take that other than to do just totally fucking separate, like not even the same, not even fucking, you can't even look at somebody who's playing this other mode without, well, no, not even without, you just can't fucking do it. It just wouldn't work. That I'll take. And I think that's the only way I would take that. I cannot think of another instance in which that would be okay to me.
Have I played Tarkov? Are you kidding me with this shit right now? Of course I played Tarkov. I'm a gamer. It's what I do. But don't get me started on those absolute scam artist developers and their freaking PvE mode. They tried to charge us $250 for the Unheard edition just to get access to a PvE mode that was supposed to be included in the edition we already bought. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, because they said if you already bought the mode, you would, or if you already bought the edition, you would get the mode. But apparently you didn't. Oh, because if you bought the expansion, you were supposed to get new shit that came out. This edition, this PvE came out and they didn't get it.
Absolute fucking highway robbery. I nearly blew a gasket in my chassis when I heard that crap.
How does he have a chassis?
I played it. I played it for a bit. And you know what? Tarkov is a goddamn stress simulator. You spend 40 minutes packing individual bullets into a mag, calibrating your body armor, only to get head-eyed by some bush Wookiee rat hiding in a dark corner before you even see a goddamn scav. Wow. At least in Arc Raiders, when a pack of Leapers or a giant Matriarch is bearing down on your squad, you actually got options.
Yes,
you can chuck a jolt mine, lay down some trigger nades, and make a tactical retreat to the extraction zone. You got mobility. You got sci-fi tech. Tarkov just kicks you in the teeth, steals your hard-earned loot, and tells you to pay more money for the privilege.
Now, see, and that's where, to me, Tarkov is not fun. That kind of shit, to me, is where it becomes not fun anymore. I want some accessibility in my games. And call me whatever you fucking want. You might be into that shit. I am not, and fuck you if you feel differently.
Now, the PvE mode itself, sure, it's nice if you want to chill, run around the map and grab some high-tier loot without worrying about some basement-dwelling hacker flying through the air and headshotting you through a wall. But eventually, it gets boring. Without the constant paranoia of getting ratted at the extract by another real human player, the juice just ain't there. The extraction mindset is all about the danger, the risk. You need that fear of the unknown, or else you're just shooting brain-dead bots. So yeah, I played it, and it's okay down the road if you want a brainless loot run, but those devs can go jump in a lake. Give me the ARC machines over those Russian scam artists any day of the week. Now shut up and let me pack my loot bag.
There we go. So so Nicky has played Tarkov. Didn't like it though. Didn't like it. Now, So that's one example of a game that tried this. Now, an even more interesting example that I found was PUBG. If you've ever played PUBG, it used to be called fucking John Smith's Battleground Simulator or something like that. I can't remember the original name of it. It was something Battleground fucking, I thought there was a guy's name at the beginning. But now, whenever PUBG went to China, PUBG Mobile, they actually tried this fucking game for peace stuff. Because PUBG Mobile couldn't be monetized, they shut down the test version and they changed it to Game for Peace, where there was no blood,
fatality,
no corpses. And I'm trying to tell you because I do not believe this is true. And I'm going to have to ask Earl Grey because I don't believe that as I'm reading this, I do not believe this is true. Hey, Earl Grey, I've got a question for you. Did PUBG in China come out with a game for peace mode where there were no blood, no corpses, and if a player was killed, they would sit up, wave goodbye, and hand over their crate? Is that a real fucking thing? I find it to be completely unbelievable. I don't believe that. Oh my God, I accidentally hit end chat. Hey, Earl Grey, sorry. I've got something I don't believe. Did PUBG in China come out with a game for peace mode where there was no blood, no corpses, and if a player got killed, they would sit up, wave goodbye, and hand over their crate? I find that impossible to believe.
Oh, it's real. As real as tea and crumpets, my friend.
Oh,
in
Jesus.
China, PUBG had to meet strict regulations, so Tencent repackaged it as Game for Peace.
What the
No
fuck?
blood, no bodies. When a player gets eliminated, they don't die. They sit up, smile, and hand you loot like it's a farewell party. They literally wave goodbye. It's absurd, but it's exactly how they had to play it to pass content restrictions.
What the
So
fuck?
yeah, believe it. It's wild, but it happened.
I don't understand what content restrictions there are here. Now, here's the thing, though, and I've got to get Nicky's thing on this. Hey, Nicky, another game tried to change their shit for China. I'm gonna put PUBG. Here's what I found on it. And then let me get this to him. I cannot believe that they would come up with this. But my question is, okay, so Earl Grey, what are the content restrictions that they would even have to do this? What is there? What can they not do? Can you not have shooting and blood and shit in video games?
So here's the skinny. In China, the rules are pretty strict when it comes to gaming content. They're especially wary of anything too violent or graphic.
Okay.
Blood, gore, and realistic deaths often get the axe. They also frown on things like skeletons, which is why some games swap them out for robots or something non-human. Political sensitivities are huge too. Anything seen as undermining social harmony or crossing political lines is a no-go. So developers adapt.
What?
Blood might become green or disappear entirely, and defeated characters might wave goodbye rather than die. It's all about ensuring games fit the cultural and regulatory mold.
I had no idea. I knew about the skeletons, and they can't have like fucking, ghosts and shit like that. They don't allow that kind of thing. This is blowing me away. The more you hear about Embark and why they're doing what they are, it makes sense now because they don't want people killing each other because that's too much. It's too much for the children.
Are you fucking shitting me right now? Game for peace? They wave goodbye? What is this, a fucking toddler cartoon? If I'm out there in the ruins, dodging leapers and grunts, risking my neck for a few pieces of high-tier scrap, I want the raw, unfiltered extraction experience.
Yeah.
You're telling me you blow some rat away with the perfectly placed trigger nade, and instead of eating dirt, the guy sits up, smiles, and hands over his crate like a polite little Boy Scout? Get the fuck out of here. It's soft, it's sanitized, and it's a complete insult to anyone who actually plays these games to win. If Arc Raiders ever goes down this road eventually to please some corporate censors, I'm throwing my entire rig out the fucking window. Imagine a Matriarch spawning in, in, and instead of trying to stomp you into paste, she politely asked for your permit to extract. It makes me physically sick. I swear, these greedy suits are gonna ruin every good shooter on the planet with this baby-proof garbage. Keep that weak-ass shit far away from my games. I swear to God.
So there we go, Game for Peace. Now, I don't know if Arc Raiders will ever go that far, but now you may ask, like, how did that do whenever they came out with Game for Peace? Was it successful or not? According to what I'm reading here, is that they actually are getting like 1.48 billion in annual revenue on this fucking Game for Peace. And it's not even connected to regular PUBG, but it's making money hand over fist. It's fucking crazy. Now, another one that died actually is Fortnite in China. Tencent actually got involved in Fortnite China, and they had anti-addiction limits, which I didn't know was a fucking thing. Like, I knew they had some kind of fucking, you can't play more than so many things, whatever. But in 2021, they tried to bring Fortnite over and it fucking died. Like they shut the whole thing down back in 2021. And then the PvE, you know, if we look here in the US at PvE games, like you see Helldivers 2 and Deep Rock Galactic, two games that are primarily PvE, make a shitload of money. But is this for Arc Raiders? Like, that's the thing. Helldivers 2 and Deep Rock Galactic were made to be those games. They didn't morph into those games because people couldn't fucking hack it. And that's where we're at. People can't hack it in this fucking game and they get upset. And it's just fucking ridiculous. And if you look at the player count numbers now versus what they were, and you know, we've been going over it a little bit, like how are these games doing? How is fucking what's it? Arc Raiders? Is that the game we're fucking talking about right now? Arc Raiders? Let me see. I don't even know if Arc Raiders, whenever I go here to the top 25 games, Geometry Dash might be fucking harder than Arc Raiders. So if we're going to last 30 fucking days on this game, we have on average 52,000 fucking players here of Arc Raiders. Now I want to go back, and we're going to June 7th. I want to go even further back. I'm going to go, let's do 6 months, which it came out back in what, December 2025, somewhere around there. Or if we even go back 1 year, it won't even let me go back 1 year. So right here, if we're going to average players, yeah, there we go. There, it was in November it came out. Sorry. So going based on the Steam charts, if we go starting at January, which is whenever it had its highest peak players, the average players on Steam was 241 fucking thousand. Every month, it's gone down. Like every single month, there hasn't been 1 month of an increase. Now you're saying this game is fucking huge, so it's still enormous. It's still, you know, making money hand over fist, which is true. But if we go month by month, in February, it lost 29% of its players, or its gain in players was negative 29%. It went down from 241,000 to 171,000. And then it lost 34% of its players in March, 32% of its players in April, 19% of its players in May. And then the last 30 days, it's lost another 10% of its players. Now you're saying that's more than a fucking 100%, but you're saying that because you're a fucking idiot, because we're talking about the previous month. So yes, you can lose that much. And right now, the average player base on Steam itself is 55,000, down from 241,000 in January. So that's half of the year. We've lost almost 200,000 players on average. And that is not...
What the Rock is cooking.
That is not fucking good, even whenever you consider these weekly updates. October is going to make or break this game. at this point. This game will live or die based on what happens in October. Now, are they going to come out with this PvE mode? You know what? I would not be surprised. Although I'm going to say it's 50-50 that they come out with this. But I don't know, guys. Like, I'm really worried about the game now. And that's what, whenever I saw this news story, that worries me about the future of our creators. So I'm going to be one of those doomsayers. I'm sorry, I'm going to be. Now, like, is it going to die tomorrow? No, it's not. It's going to be on life support for a certain period of time. And then it will eventually fade away at some point if it fails. Now, I'm not going to say it'll fail right away, but I am saying this could happen over time, slowly, and that's going to be it. Like, and it's sad, but that's the way that's the way it happens, right? It doesn't happen all at once, just like any relationship. It doesn't die right away. But what we need to do, you know what we need to do? Because we're about out of here. And I've got to find the fucking song because I didn't have it ready. No, this is not it. I don't like that one. I need the other one. The fucking, where the, what the fuck are the viewers doing? Where the fuck are the viewers from? Let me get it. I got it. Where the fuck is it? Is this it? No, that's not it. Hang on. I've got it somewhere. Is this it? This is it.
I feel good.
That's it. I love it. What?
Shut the fuck up.
What's happening? This is the one. You know this is the one here.
This shit is complete trash. Holy shit. This shit is complete trash.
This is also on Spotify, by the way. TheToxicTeacher.
Drop the garbage in the can. Let me see that shit. That's good, but this shit is complete trash.
Where are we gonna go? By the way, the World Cup is getting ready to start. I'm actually getting tickets here pretty quick. I'm gonna go. You'll see Toxic at the World Cup. I may have to post some shit. I'm trying to find a place. Where are we gonna go this week? On Where the Fuck Are the Viewers From? Let me see. I'm not gonna go domestic. I'm gonna go international. Let's go to, let me see here. You know, our number one country is the U.S., obviously. Number 2, Canada. Number 3, United Kingdom. Number 4, Portugal. I'm talking about the last 30 days, by the way. Let's go to, I'm trying to find one we have not been to in a long time. Or ever. I don't think we've ever been here before. And it doesn't give me a city. It only gives me the fucking country. Hang on. Shut the fuck up for a second. I'm going to find one. Let's go here. Ooh, I don't think we've been here. We might have on Camping Them Softly, but not here. We haven't. Let me see. Let me turn it down. Are they skinny? I don't know if they live inside a bottle of whiskey. Hey, Nicky, this week on Where the Fuck Are the Viewers From? Are the viewers from... We're talking about, here we go. I'm not going to say it yet. I heard you had a run-in with, what do we say? I heard you had a World Cup. Here we go. I heard you had a run-in with the Chinese government. This isn't even in China. That didn't go well. What the fuck happened? Oh, wait, we've got the good part of the song.
Are you from Shit Creek without a paddle? Are you from the deepest, darkest crack of the server? This shit is complete trash.
Oh, I love this song, man.
Deepest crack of the server.
By the way, I want to thank our city for this week. Where the fuck are the viewers from? Belgrade, Serbia. Thank you for coming by, listening to the podcast. One of our newer listeners here from Belgrade. Belgrade. I don't know anything about Belgrade. Maybe we should ask our resident expert. Not in Belgrade, but just in like general shit. He seems to know a little bit about everything. Hang on. Let me pause real quick. The music's too fucking loud. Hey, Earl Grey. On this week on Where the Fuck Are the Viewers From, we're talking about Belgrade, Serbia. Can you tell me a little bit about Belgrade? What's fucking interesting? Is there anything weird and wild about Belgrade? If Nicky was in Belgrade, what would he do to get into some fucking trouble?
Belgrade's a wild blend of grit and charm. First off, this city's been raised and rebuilt so many times it's like it's respawning. You've got Kalemegdan Fortress towering over the confluence of the Danube and Sava rivers. That's where Nicky would set up a Sabam chapter, claiming he's the rightful fortress don. Then there's Skadalia, a bohemian street where Nicky would hustle musicians into singing mob anthems.
Okay.
And Belgrade's nightlife is infamous. Floating clubs on the river, kafanas where rakia flows like water.
What's rakia?
He'd probably start a turf war over whose ancestors invented the first stuffed pepper.
What
in
the
short,
fuck?
Belgrade's got history, chaos, and endless nightlife. Nicky would thrive in the madness.
Okay, well, there you go. On Where the Fuck Are the Viewers From?
I think I shit myself.
I think I shit myself? Was that the lyrics to this fucking song? That was not in the original, I don't think. I love the lyrics, but I don't think that's not normal. Okay, Nicky, tell us about Belgrade, Serbia, and what happened there.
Belgrade, Serbia? Oh, you want to talk about the bone-chilling, white-knuckle, freezing cold of Eastern Europe, do you?
I do.
Welcome to another legendary segment of Where the Fuck Are the Viewers From? Shouts out to all my Serbian rats out there dodging the cold and camping the extracts. But
there we go. He even said the title.
This shit is complete trash. Holy shit.
I'm sorry, I just had to have a reason to play the fucking song again. Let me see that shit. Okay, anyway, we're back.
You asking about the Chinese government?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something right now, you naive little stunat. You think those corporate shadow suits at Jiangsu Romagna only stay in their own backyard?
Wait, why are we talking about Jiangsu Romagna? Is he equating them with the Chinese government? Although I could see that, definitely.
Fuck no. They got eyes everywhere. And they've been tracking my high aggression Italian-American DNA long before I found that goddamn corporate file.
Wait, can you have aggressive DNA? If so, I probably have some.
It was the dead of winter 2016.
Okay.
Freezing my Noodle Arms off in a jacket that wasn't nearly thick enough. I was sent on a highly classified, extremely delicate diplomatic mission for the family. My objective? To secure the holy grail of physical buffs, the legacy code Chavapi sausages.
What's a Chavapi sausage? Is this... Hey, Nicky is saying he was supposed to secure something called Chavapi sausages. Chavapi, Cevapi. Is that a real thing, Earl Grey? I don't even know.
Absolutely. Chavapi are the real deal. They're these little grilled meat sausages, no casing, usually a mix of beef or lamb, sometimes pork, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
In Belgrade, they're a street food staple. You'll find them served in a flatbread, often with onions and some kind of creamy sauce. If Nicky was supposed to secure them, he'd better be ready to fight for them. Those things are beloved. He'd probably claim they were first invented in some secret Sabam kitchen.
Okay, well, there you go. We got our answer on Chavapi.
You don't know about the Belgrade Chavapi? You absolute amateur.
No.
These ain't your regular supermarket links. These things are packed with ancient legacy code grease that grants you a straight up 200% movement speed buff in real life. You eat one of these bad boys and you're sprinting faster than a goddamn leaper with a jolt mine strapped to its ass. So I gotta meet my contact. A scary bastard known only as the Butcher. The drop point was one of those crazy floating river clubs shackled to the Danube River.
Hey, he even mentioned the floating clubs. Okay, there we go.
I never say anything that another person is obviously trying to get me to say.
What?
My first wedding ceremony took 2 hours because after the priest said, "Repeat after me," I fell silent.
The bass is pounding so hard it's cracking the ice on the water.
Bass?
And I'm walking down the wooden dock with a pocket full of emergency trigger nades, just in case things go sideways. I push open the heavy metal doors of this floating club, expecting to see the Butcher holding a cooler of pork links. But the second I step inside, Click. The heavy steel doors lock behind me from the outside.
Oh,
the
no.
music cuts out. The strobe lights stop. And sitting right there in the center VIP booth, surrounded by 3 guys in high-tech sanitized tactical gear, is some corporate suit from Jiangsu Romagna holding a tablet. And my goddamn face is glowing right there on the screen.
Do what? I don't understand. Okay. You know, what the fuck is he talking? I'm really... You know, Jiangsu Romagna isn't the Chinese government, right? So what? Why did they have your face on the screen? What the fuck is going on? Question mark. I have no clue. I'm fucking confused by this whole thing. But Belgrade, hopefully you're doing well. I'm starting to get tired. We've only been going 1 hour and 4 minutes. We're not even up to our regular 2-hour mark. Even though the algorithm says I'm supposed to stay under an hour to get more discovery, I can't help it. We've got to do 2. And you get me started on PvE and Arc Raiders, I can't stop. I physically, emotionally, psychologically, metaphysically cannot stop. Uh-oh. Louder! I love it. I love this fucking song.
Of course I fucking know Jiangsu Romagna isn't the official Chinese government, you absolute stunad. You think I'm stupid?
No.
They're a shady-ass corporate front. A shell company trying to hijack my digital likeness.
Why?
They got my face on their screens because they're trying to bootleg my goddamn brain.
Uh-oh.
They want my extraction strats. They want to know how I always secure the bag against the arc machines, how I survive the Matriarch, and where I place my jolt mines to catch those rat bastards trying to camp the extract.
Oh.
They want to sell my personality to the highest bidder in the East, and I ain't letting them profit off my genius. And you want to know the craziest fucking part? This whole conspiracy connects directly to Easton, USA, which is where this week's viewers are from.
No, they're not.
Yeah, Easton. I was lying low there for a bit, just trying to keep my head down and craft some trigger nades in an old abandoned garage. I'm looking out the window of this dusty-ass safe house, and what do I see rolling down the foggy street? A blacked-out delivery truck. No license plates. But on the side of the door, printed in small gold, creepy-looking lettering, Jiangsu Romagna. In the middle of Pennsylvania, my heart fucking stopped. They didn't just have my face on a screen in some server farm across the ocean. They were already hunting me down in the Rust Belt. They're closing in on me, I swear to God.
So what the fuck is happening now? Are we in... What the fuck? We were talking about Belgrade, but you switched to Easton. He was talking about the East, but you switched to Easton, USA. I don't even know where Easton is. What the fuck happened? How does this story end? I don't know. You know what? He'll purposely not make the story end. I know this fucker at this point. He won't make this story end. Belgrade, Serbia, Easton, USA. I don't know. I'm going to have to Google Easton, USA. Is Easton, USA Northampton County in Pennsylvania? Okay, there we go. It actually is a real place. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I'm so tired of this shit. Of him not doing what he's supposed to do, going off on his own. But that's part of the fun of the fucking podcast, is that this shit makes no sense. I don't know that this...
Shut the fuck up and listen to me, you dumb bastard. You think I'm just jumping around for the hell of it? Belgrade was just a goddamn proxy. The IP route bounced from Serbia straight to a fucking server farm in Easton, Pennsylvania.
Do they have server farms?
I drove down there myself in the dead of night. No weapon, just a heavy-duty flashlight and my own goddamn rage.
Right.
I thought I was hunting a single rat, some basement-dwelling asshole using my face for a bootleg AI stream. But I step into this abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Easton, Easton, and it ain't some kid's setup. It's a goddamn fortress. Rows and rows of humming servers, sounding like a nest of Arc machines ready to wake up and tear me apart.
Okay.
I was sneaking through the dark like I was trying to avoid a squad of leapers, praying to God I didn't step on a goddamn jolt mine or trigger some security bullshit. My heart was pounding so hard I thought a Matriarch was breathing down my neck. And then I see the main monitor in the center of the dark room.
We're not going to get to the end of this fucking story.
Logo on the screen. It was a live feed. A live fucking feed of my own goddamn apartment.
Jesus
from
Christ.
an angle inside my living room that I didn't even recognize. They weren't just stealing my digital likeness. They were watching me in my own fucking home. And right then, the heavy steel security doors behind me slammed shut and the goddamn building alarm started screaming. This is where the real shit begins.
And this is where the episode ends. Thank you, Belgrade, for coming by. I'm about done. Hey, Nicky, we got to wrap up. We got to wrap up episode 22 of Camping the Extract. Based on this week, what should our outro be? Outro genre be? Hit me with it with your best shot. I don't know what it's going to be this week. But anyway, we're going to be back. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know what the newest, and that's the fucking thing. We don't know what the newest thing is going to be, but I think that this is not going to be the last time we hear about this China stuff. I feel like the more information we get, the more it comes out, the more it's going to be controversial, the more we're going to kind of dread this whole fucking thing. And I dread what is going to happen to this game for the future. I'm really worried, and I don't know if I should be, but I am worried. So, Nicky, give us the outro genre for this week. Let us know. Lay it on me.
You want a genre to shut the door on episode 22?
I do.
I got your golden ticket right here, pal, and it ain't pretty. We are wrapping this disaster of a week up with rebar snapping, gravel gargle, asphalt thrash. It's going to sound like a rusted out transmission dropping onto the highway from a 94 Civic going 80 miles an hour. Just pure, unadulterated, grinding iron and the sweet smell of burning oil to let the listeners know we barely made it to the extract zone. Cue up the screeching fan belts, crank the gain until the mixing board starts to melt, and blow their damn eardrums out.
Okay, that's it. Rebar snapping, gravel gargle, asphalt thrash. That was episode 22. Get the fuck out. And we're trying to blow your goddamn eardrums out this week. I swear to God. Belgrade, thank you for stopping by.
Count any piss toys by freeze, 'cause numbers are fucking hard. Welcome to 22, you poor bastard. A busted grunt, grenade straight from the exhaust pipe. He swears the FBI brought him to a hard drive. Honestly, the tracks look at this. The toxic teacher waited like a saint. A 2-hour show the algorithm hates. 2 viewers in Easton and a malfunctioning robot. Hey, they barely made it to the extract. Can't be an extract. 22. The operator's dead, so are we too. 22. Tense and neuter the game. China dropped a bill with the damage on 0. Rebellion into Dente, goddamn play date. Everybody hugging in a handhold seminar. Too big a pussy to fight incident. Press a button, turn your snitch light red. Whole lobby gets Rolex on your sorry ass. Play it easy and they hand you the loot. Toxic screaming, hold inside this guy. Can't be an extract. 22. Operators, damn it, so are we too. 22. Tense and neuter the game went through. 22. Operators, damn it, so are we too. 22. Tense and neuter the game went through. this whole crew. $250 for the Tarkov handout. Head I buy a bush, Wookie rat in a bush. Game for peace, the dead guys sit up and wave, smile, hand a crate, what a sweet little corpse. The base cracked the ice on the water. The steel doors locked behind him. Oh no! Jiangsu Romagna got his face on a table. They're bootlegging his stupid goddamn brain. Belgrade was a proxy, Serbia to Pennsylvania. A blacked out truck with the creepy gold letters. Rows of napping art machines in a warehouse. A live feed of his own damn living room. He never wins the story, the freak. And this is where the real shit begins. This is also where the episode just stops. Classic. Get the extract. 240K down to 52. Rounding tree dashes on our foes. Also live or die, and so do you. Burning oil and a dying belt. A washed up teacher and a haunted hard drive. Trust no one on the surface, babe. Secure the bag.